Hello and welcome back to Study Abroad and School Experience. As mentioned in the previous video, I'm going to be doing advice videos back to back. First for high schools, this one is for college, university students, and then the final one will be for graduate students. That includes those pursuing master's degrees and those in doctoral programs. Anyway, this is for college and university students. The first point is your education is your main priority. Some things may be said more than once in each video, but it is important. I must stress this again. When you go to college or university, as it's called in some places, but it's the same thing in the US. College and university is the same. And then there's also community colleges, etc. Anyway, your education is your main priority. That means you're there to go to school partying and anything else outside of doing your work is last. Your schooling is first, because some people go to school to party and that's it, and they end up flunking out. That's a lot of wasted time and money, right? And if they apply for financial aid and loans, whether they finish or not, that money has to be accounted for. So if they apply for financial aid and they flunk out of school, they have to remedy that situation. If they apply for student loans and they flunk out of school, they have to remedy that situation. That money has to be accounted for in some way. So you can party if you're into party, but you have to make sure school comes first. And if you feel like you're stressed out or it's too much, just take a certain amount of classes. When I was in college, I took 4 to 5 courses every semester for the most point. And there's a certain or a minimum amount of credits that students have to take each semester. So you can speak to your college advisor regarding your elective courses, and then as you progress your core courses, to potentially reduce the load so you won't be as stressed, because it becomes gradually difficult, or a bit more complex depending on what you're studying. But just remember why you're there. You're not there to party. That's just something that happens as a part of your college experience. But don't let partying get you into trouble, and don't let it cause you to, flunk out of school. And if something happens where you need to take a break, do speak to who you need to speak to, your parents, your college advisor, your financial aid advisor, and then work it out and take a break if necessary, or transfer to a different school or a community college and then do certain courses there. And then after you've completed your 2 years at your community college, you can transfer to a different 4-year university, or depending on your particular major, you can end it. But your education is your main priority. Be yourself. So some people want to be everybody but themselves, and the best person that you can be is you. You can do it. So college is different than high school. In high school, they may hold your hand a little bit more, but in college, it's all you. Yes, you'll have some professors who are very hands-on and who are willing to assist you, and then others not so much. So you have to be in control of your education, because the way you navigate it is how it's going to be. It's going to set the course for a lot of things. So just be mindful of that. But you can do it. Take breaks when necessary, because there's nothing wrong with breaks. With taking breaks, take breathers. Just, do it. Um, Something that's also important is studying. I should have put that on here, but it kind of falls under your education being your main priority. But you must study. Please study. Do not do all-nighters. It can be very detrimental. Some people do them for one reason or another, but make sure you study. Don't wait until the last minute to submit a paper or the day before a test to attempt to study, because that can be taxing mentally, and it's not good. And you need to be well rested, and you need to have a balanced meal before you take an exam, and you have to make sure you articulate your points in an essay, or instructors will take off points, and you may get an F, or you may get a D, or you may have to resubmit depending on the syllabus or what they require. But just study. It's very important. It's beneficial, and you'll learn more and be able to I can't think of the word that I'm looking for, but yeah, maybe it'll come to me later. Anyway, a W is better than an F. So a W, it means basically withdraw. If you're in a course and it goes past the point where you can drop the course without being penalized, so basically them charging you before you could switch to a different course to make up those credits. If you're doing bad and you've gotten past the point where you can drop without having to pay for the course, withdraw. Speak to your college advisor. Withdraw. Do not go on with the course for an entire semester and then fail, because you're going to have to take it over. I mean, if you withdraw, depending on what the course is and what your major is, you may have to take it over anyway. But a F can make you go on academic probation. A W is not going to do that. Don't let anybody convince you not to withdraw. Again, if you are past the point where you can drop a course and then select a different course, if you're past that point where it's either you withdraw, don't get too far in the semester, because at a certain point you won't be able to. But if it's been a certain amount of weeks, and for one reason or another, maybe it's something personal, or you're just not retaining the material, and you've been to maybe supplemental instructors, so tutors for the particular course, or you've spoken to the TA, the teacher's assistant, and the instructor themselves, and you're not retaining the information, withdraw. Do not continue on and get an F. I'm stressing it, but it's important. A W on your transcript is better than an F on your transcript. Believe me, it's better. I don't have an F on my transcript, but I'm telling you, a W is better than an F. So don't continue on with the course if it's not what you thought it would be, if it's not working out how you had anticipated, because things happen and you will struggle with certain things, and you'll have to study more for certain courses. But a W, the letter W, is always better than an F. Okay? All right. This one is kind of like a paragraph, but if you are unsure, this is for people who are freshmen and sophomores, because juniors, seniors, they expect you to know, what you wish to major in, because for the most part, depending on your particular major, like your junior and senior is maybe when you'll take a lot of your core courses. For me, it was mixed. But anyway, if you are unsure, do not declare a major. Complete your elective courses, and then after engaging with the different disciplines, declare a major. That may be better for you. Sometimes you may know what you wish to major in as a freshman, but things change. With me, in high school, I was in a pre-medical program before we moved from Chicago to Iowa, and I was supposed to be pre-med. When we came back, I was in a different honors program, and pre-med was still on my mind, but then I got interested, I became interested in psychology. So for college, I was supposed to major in psychology, but at the last minute, I changed my mind and went back to pre-med. So I was bio, and pre-med was my course. That's not how things work out. I went into college as a bio major. I left college with a bachelor of arts in sociology anthropology. So things changed. So this is just how it was for me. But I'm telling you, if you're unsure and it's still early, don't declare. Remain undecided, and then, you know, engage with different disciplines, and what you gravitate towards, that could be the thing for you, but it just depends. This one is an interesting bullet point. Bullet point. I say learn to cook, clean your room, and common spaces. Like, some people are nasty, some people are really dirty, and you might have a dirty roommate. Hopefully you don't, or you may have a sweet mate, or depending on your situation, if you have multiple roommates, some people, they don't practice cleanliness, and that's problematic, because if you're dirty, pests and everything else, we don't do that. So please respect yourself and respect others by cleaning your space. If you share common spaces with somebody, clean the space. Nobody should be cleaning up behind you. No, 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 no. And learn to cook. And I say learn to cook if you didn't learn as a child, or while you were still at home. College can be the perfect place for you to learn to cook, and you need to learn to cook for yourself, because it comes in handy. You won't always have money to order food, and depending on your school, if you get a meal plan, you might go to the cafeteria so much that you max out your meal plan. So for the most part, freshmen, they don't have access to like a stove. They live in the dorms and they have microwaves, so they're going to be going back and forth to the cafeteria. But if you live in a townhouse or an apartment and you've never learned to cook, YouTube beginner friendly videos to learn to cook. Learn the basics, because you have to survive. And a lot of people learn how to cook in college if they didn't learn before, but it's a very necessary skill. So clean up, learn to cook. It's very useful. Protect yourself. So a lot of crazy stuff can happen to people in college for one reason or another. Just be mindful of your surroundings, of um, who you engage with, associate with, because everybody doesn't have your best interest at heart. So just be aware. To be aware is to be alive, and to be alive is to be aware. And if you are engaging in certain activities, just protect yourself. So, you know, you won't have to grow up a bit faster than you had anticipated. Take that point however you wish. The next point is, if you don't receive any financial aid, only borrow what is needed. And I'm saying this because, as I stated before, that money has to be accounted for. So if it costs $15,000 a year, or 15K a semester for you to attend school, that's $30,000 a year. And you don't receive financial aid for one reason or another, and you have to take out all these loans to cover your expenses. Don't take out more than what you need. Take out the money that you need to cover your room if you live on campus, so room and board, your books. So you could rent books from different, it used to be Chegg, and other sites that you could rent books from and then return at the end of the semester, or you could rent them from the school bookstore or buy them from the school bookstore from Chegg, depending on the price. Or you could find certain books through your school library. So through the interlibrary loan system, I started doing that after a while. So you could borrow a book from a different school that they may have, or from your school, and then just keep renewing it until the semester ends. So you won't have to worry about the fee for renting a book or paying for a book, because books are expensive. And at the end of the semester, you could pay like $200 for a book. You go back to the school bookstore and they only trying to give you $15 back. And then sometimes they may not give you anything back, because for the next term or the next school year, that particular instructor decided that they wasn't going to use that book anymore, which is blasphemy if you ask me. But yeah, so just borrow what you need. And if you do get some financial aid, like let's say you get, I don't know, 3,000 to 5,000 in grants and like aid from your school, and then you need to get the rest of the money via loans. Like, take only what you need, because you have to pay it back. And you may think like, oh, I don't never have to pay them back. But if you don't pay them back, they go, once you start working and you get a if you get a refund check, depending on whether or not you overpaid or if you owe, the government will take your taxes. You'll be like, oh, I'm finna get a $2,000 refund check that includes my federal refund, and then my state tax refund is like $500. Blah blah blah. There's $2,500. I'm gonna go to I don't know. I'm gonna go on an international trip, and then your your money, everything goes through, but you never receive a refund, and then you get a letter, or you get a notification and letter in the mail stating that you defaulted on your student loan following, the repayment period after you graduated. So for however many years, they gonna be taking money out your work check and then taking your refund checks until you pay the balance off. So yeah, anyway, always apply for scholarships even while in school. So um, some people may think that once they get into college, that they may think that there's no additional funding that's available for them outside of like whatever the school decides to give them, or any scholarship that they may have had previously. That's not the case. A lot of the times there's funding options that's available to you as a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, or if you're a super senior, because I'm not sure how it is now, but for one reason or another, undergraduate students are given 7 years to receive their undergraduate degree minimum. And what most people, um the time that most people complete it is for the most part, and sometimes some people will complete it in 3 years. And then I would say two is like if you went to a community college and you did all of your elective courses at a community college, and now you transfer to a 4-year institution and you only have to complete core courses, so it's going to be 2 years of core courses, then that would be the case. But it varies, it just depends. But you can still apply to scholarships because there are still funding opportunities. If you do not have to pay for school, do not do so. Apply for all the money, apply for everything, because you never know until you try. And if you apply for something and you don't get it, that just means that there's something else out there that's better for you. It's not the end of the world. If there was a scholarship for $2,000 and you apply and you didn't get it, but there was another scholarship that you applied for $15,000, you got that one. That's more money, and it can be stretched out more, just reducing what you have to worry about in terms of funding your education. Um, So yeah, this video is a bit longer than the first one, and I guess it's because I have more to say about college versus high school. And on this stream, just as the other one, it's a picture of me, but in the other, on the first video, that was a picture when I was in high school. On this video, it's a picture of me while in college. But this is a picture, this is a bathroom picture after a wedding. So I took this picture with my lovely Blackberry Curve Smoky Violet, because that's what was hot and I really wanted that phone, and I got it. It was popping. Anyway, I took a picture because my friend wanted to see my outfit. So I took a picture of everything, the dress, the shoes, the accessories, all that. And that's just my normal face, well, facial expression. So yeah, for each advice video, I'm going to give you a picture of from that time period, just to like spruce things up. But I think that's pretty much it. Sometimes they say in college is where you make your lifelong friends. Sometimes it depends. Everybody's situation is different. You can make friends in high school, in college, and elementary school. At work, you can make friends a lot of places, but some people do find lifetime or lifelong friendships while in college because they just mesh with certain people that they encounter there. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else I would like to say before I close out this video, because it was more things that I was thinking about adding to the little bullet point section, but I didn't want to make it so crowded, and I didn't want this video to be too long. But I think this is sufficient enough, and whatever I didn't address in this video, I'll be sure to put it in the next one, because it all is related to each other anyway, in terms of, your educational experience. But and yeah, I guess I can say have fun, like enjoy your college experience. um, because it can be life changing. It is life changing for a lot of people in different ways. So yeah, but remember, you're there to learn. not to just party. Learn, learn, learn. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.